Are live. Welcome back to the Circle of Knowledge podcast. Today, I have the awesome opportunity to interview a dear friend, an amazing human being, a professional, an esteemed speaker from all over the world. I mentioned my friend, but he's also a mentor, a partner, an awesome human being, a figure of awesomeness. And I can't wait to explain all of that as we chat. And you're going to be filled with his energy. Those of you listening to the podcast, you're going to have an eruption of awesome energy as you get to know and listen to this individual. And you're going to learn a lot because we are fast-paced. We are action takers. We are the types of people that take knowledge and put them into the works. And I'm really excited to introduce this individual. Before I bring them on stage and before I properly and formally introduce them, every single part of the episodes that we've had over the last few months, you all know that I've taken the opportunity to talk about this bad boy right here, these 13 steps to riches. And the best part about this is today is the first and official day, and Eric's going to love this, that I got this hardcover, and it arrived in the mail. By the way, go check it out on barnesandnoble.com. You can also find it on Amazon. It's amazing. But we have a hardcover copy out. 4th volume is already out, and we're going on 5th, moving into March 15th. And you know what's funny about that is there's nothing funny about it. It's amazing. And you get to meet the idea, the creator, the founder of this amazing book series and this idea right here. All right, let me formally introduce him and then bring him to the stage, and we're going to rock on and party. You guys, as an award-winning international keynote speaker and 13. No, wait, we can't count because there's so many books out there. 13 plus #1 best-selling author, Erik, Mr. Awesome is what we call him. Mr. Awesome Swanson is in a great demand around the world. He speaks to an average of more than 1 million people per year. He can be seen on Amazon Prime TV in a very popular TV show called Speak Up TV. Mr. Swanson has the honor to have been invited to speak to many universities, such as California, which is University of California, California State University, which is Cal State Fullerton, University of Southern California, Grand Canyon University, and the Business and Entrepreneurial School of Harvard University. He is also a faculty member of CEO Space International and is a recurring keynote at Vistage Executive Coaching. Erik also joins the Tedx family in his latest Tedx speech called A Dose of Awesome. And as I bring this gentleman, an awesome human being, to the stage, I just want you guys to know that this person I've seen has helped so many more people than really anyone I've met, because he lives life in the acceleration lane, not in the fast lane, in the acceleration lane. Just stick the pedal to the metal, welcoming the awesome, Mr. Awesome himself. Erik, how are you, man?
What's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you, John. What's up? Let's do this.
Let's do this. I am just so pumped up about all the things you've got going on, that we've got going on. Our listeners know that I formally work with you in many, many ways, from global speakers to Habitude Warrior Masterminds. You are the creator of the Habitude Warrior, and I love the story about how it came to be. Could you take just a minute here and tell us a little bit about how Habitude Warrior was conceived? How did you come up with that?
Yeah, great question. So, and I talk about this a lot in different summits and stages, but I met this gentleman named Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn is a fantastic individual. You guys are probably familiar with him, kind of like Zig Ziglar or who are the greats, like Napoleon Hill, right? Jim Rohn was that grandfather of success as well. And he and I were having a conversation one time, and he asked me what I was doing at the time. At the time, I was working with Brian Tracy as one of the top trainers of Brian's. This is about 20 years ago, something like that. And he asked me, he goes, what are you doing? I was all excited. I was like rock and roll, pumped up. Have you ever met people who are like really fired up, yet sometimes they're fired up for the wrong reason? So I was fired up by being the best salesperson in the world. But then he's like, what do you really want to do? That's what he asked me. Jim Rohn asked me what I really wanted to do. So I went away. I came back after the lunch break, and I went up to him and I said, Mr. Rohn, I figured it out. I really want to help people, including myself, with their habits and their attitudes, and assist people in life, because it's enough teaching people how to sell, but it's really teaching people how to live, how to enjoy a well-balanced, amazing life. And he said, Jim told me, he goes, you should put that together. So I literally put the words together, right? Habitude, because it's habits and attitude put together. And that was the genesis of Habitude Warrior for about 20 years now.
And when you took Habitude Warrior, and it has evolved. I mean, it became one of the most popular 10 most popular events in the United States. You've had some of the top motivational speakers and personal development gurus and mentors from all over the world on your stages. You know quite a bit of people, and you've had the experience of a lifetime getting to know lifetimes of mentors and speakers. How's that like? And what's it like just surrounding yourself with the type of awesome that many people don't do?
It's awesome. I mean, the simple answer is it's awesome. That's the thing, is most people just they settle for mediocrity, and they don't excel. And it's all about, I was just on another summit recently talking about the fact that you literally have to make a decision to excel. And if you're not going to do that, then why are you living? You're just coasting, and it's almost like this, like Eckhart Tolle talks about this, where the world, the globe is moving in a circular motion. Obviously, we're always rotating, and it's, that's why we have seasons. That's why we have 365 days a year, most years, 3 out of 4 years. So if you look at it, and if you stay stagnant, and the world is still going around, are you going around with it, coasting, or are you going backwards? And that was a great concept that I thought of when I was reading a lot of Eckhart Tolle back in the day.
I love that, and I think that's a fantastic segue into sharing a little bit about my experience. I had the amazing opportunity to attend a Habitude Warrior conference, and it was located in Houston. We had some great speakers, amazing speakers. Really, I had actually never been to an event with that many high caliber speakers before. I'd been to your typical summit where there's one major featured speaker, then a bunch of workshops and breakout rooms, but you really do fill your stage with awesomeness. And I just remember learning a lot of valuable tools and resources to absolutely change my habits and my attitudes from the valuable speakers. But when I realized that those habits and attitudes that I gained weren't just things that I learned on how to change and how to do them, but in the audience, sitting in the seats and participating in the activities, I was literally putting in those habits and attitudes into action, as every day, every minute was deciding to be awesome and taking that choice and deciding, what am I going to do today that's different than I did yesterday? And how is that going to change my future, my life, my attitudes, my business, my everything else? And that personal experience, that's exactly what I went through. And I know that I was helping out in the behind scenes of that. I can't imagine what an audience member went through, given that was the experience that they received as a result of an audience, or even just somebody sitting in the gallery there taking it all in. So I really loved and appreciated the experience I had at a Habitude Warrior conference.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, and if you think about it, we're all audience members. And that's what I tell all my volunteers. I knew you came, that was your first time to our event, right? So, so with all of our volunteers and our staff members and our team, they're also audience members. I mean, if you really, and I tell everyone this, like, don't just stay behind the scenes, don't just look at one speaker, look at all of them, because we're all audience members of life. And it's really important. What buddy of mine, Jeffrey Gitomer, some of your team may know him, audience members may know Jeffrey Gitomer. He wrote the Sales Bible. He's written all those different books of attitude and different things. And he always used to tell me, he'd say, don't go to an event and pretend to yourself, to your mind, that you already know that, right? Because we say that sometimes. We'll hear somebody say something on stage, and we're like, oh yeah, I already got that. I've heard that before. Because what he talked about, and actually Jim Rohn talked about this as well, is the 80% of a sentence pattern or a thought pattern is usually located in the located in the last part of the 20% of the last part of that sentence. So it's really cool. Like if you think about it, like a lot of us we say cliches and so forth, but what if you change that? What if you switch that? It's almost like seeing a movie twice or three times, four times. Have you ever seen the movie Sixth Sense? With Bruce Willis, you've seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know about the doorknob? Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you figure that out? It must have been like the second or third time when you saw the movie, because it takes a while. And if you really pay attention to that right from the start, they showed that in the first 15 minutes. And if you haven't seen the movie, go see it again. But watch the doorknob, because it'll give you clues, right? So it's like we see things, and it's called the reticular activating system. I'm going into a whole nother seminar right now. But basically, the reticular activating system, the RAS, where we notice things, but we're allowing our mind to notice it. So what are you focusing in on? Like if you allow yourself to focus in on being a great audience member and learning from those people and saying, I'm going to take 3 things. Like today, you should take 3 things out of what John's sharing with you. 3 things, and utilize that. And if you don't, you're sabotaging yourself instead. You might be staying stagnant or going backwards, like Eckhart Tolle was talking about.
That's fantastic, and you feel free to go into a masterclass of any sorts if you'd like. There's so much that we can learn. This is the Circle of Knowledge podcast.
Well, where it's early for me, man. I wake up at the crack of 10 nowadays.
And it's 10.
This is early for me, man. What are you talking about? I had no idea. When you called me, you're like, hey, I'm going to put you on at 10 o'clock. I'm like, at night? And you go, no, in the morning. I go, is there one? Anyway, so here I am.
Yeah, anything before PM is not existent.
And, I'll say something. So what I've done, what I've strived to do in my business is I should be sharing this. Are we recording live? I should share this. What I do is I do 90-minute blocks. And I literally work about 90 minutes to maybe 2 segments of 90 minutes. So about 3 hours a day. And what I'm doing is I'm working about 3 to 4 days a week. And then that's it. And I take the rest of the time off. So I call it double. And then double is pretty simple. It's doubling your income from last year to this year and doubling the time off that you do it in. Because most people dilly-dally, right? We do different things, and and a lot of us spend a lot of time on things that aren't high production values, so I don't do that. I mean, me, right? Like all the different things, from the book projects to the Habitude Warrior masterminds to the Maui masterminds that we're developing now, to all these different things. We've got so much going on, and it all downloads with me at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I fall asleep for another 8 hours, and then or whatever my math was, till 10, and then what I do is I get to work on it, and I give myself that 90-minute slots. And again, a lot of us don't do this. We get out there and we just waste time. So anyway, getting back to it.
I love it, and we're on topic. We're off topic. By the way, it's taking a minute.
Everything's on topic, man. Everything's on topic.
Everything's on topic. We're always on topic, and that's what I love, because I want to cue into something that you just said. There is a lot going on now. The last Habitude Warrior conference I went to was right before this thing called a pandemic. Have you heard? It's weird. We'd never experienced it before, and now it's shut us down. And it was really cool because Erik was not stopping. He couldn't do in-person events. That was Habitude Warrior conferences. And so Erik pivoted and found a really, really amazing way to connect with his audience members in a valuable way. And he started a mastermind called the Habitude Warrior Mastermind. And he brought in some cool people to help run and facilitate and lead that, and to work with the members of our mastermind. And just over a little over a year, we grew past 50, 60, 70 members, got a bunch of people in, and had some fun really connecting and building valuable relationships. And I know that you have experience in masterminds, and this was just a really great opportunity to do it because everyone was living on Zoom, right? We were all wearing nice shirts but no pants, and we were on Zoom. But maybe that's happening now too. I don't know. But I wanted to ask you, like, what are you, and I'll obviously share my thoughts too, but what about masterminding has really helped you and other people as a part of this growth process for Habitude Warrior, and what people are learning and gaining from it?
Yeah, so there's two answers there. One is it's what I do is I don't really call it pivoting, I call it enhancing.
Cool.
So I never really pivoted, I enhanced, because I was always looking to do a mastermind, and the timing was right. And that's critical, right? It's all about timing. And the second thing is what it's done for me is focus. I mean, it literally grounds me and focuses me, because now I'm with a group that's amazing, right? Surround yourself with the winners, right? The winners who are always moving to the next level. There's a saying that everyone says, surround yourself with like-minded people, and I don't do that. I surround myself with the next level type of people, and otherwise you're staying stagnant again, right? Yeah. So it's all about focus. For me, it's surrounding myself with these great individuals, and then up leveling ourselves and enhancing our next level. So that's what I'm doing, and I love it, and that's what everyone listening and watching should be doing as well. I always say this: grab a piece of paper and write down a 30 list. A 30 list of things that, and this is really profound, you're going to love me saying it, things that you are screwing up on. Okay. Ooh, 30 things that you're doing that you're just not bringing in, the revenue or the reset. Look, it's got to be either bring in a reset or revenue generator, right? Which is it, right? Is it a reset for your life because you need a break, you need a relaxation, you need to resource yourself that way, or is it a revenue generator, a production revenue generator? So that's what you should do, is look at this 30 list, write it down, and then flip the page over and say, okay, well, these are the 30 things I'm going to do to replace the things that I'm messing up on. Right. So it's all time management. That's it.
Which you're a master at, and I can't wait to introduce a few of your books. I have them over here, actually sitting here on my back display.
Remember when we used to do lots of summits? I would take a sip of this cup, and then I would change my cup color like that, and then I would change it again. So funny. We got to do another summit soon. What's up?
We do. Right. We do. What's the summits? The birth of Habitude Warrior Mastermind also birthed the idea that these are things that you've been like, man, how do I enhance? How do I enhance? How do I enhance? And I love that. We built the Global Speakers Mastermind, which is a phenomenal place for members to attend and learn from some of the top mentors in the world. And these people happen to be your friends, and you bring them in a stage. We have the opportunity to hear from them, learn from them, but then also to Q&A with them, which is like gold to me. Like, I'd pay thousands of dollars just to be in that room to hang out with these people, and yet we make it so available to people. It's phenomenal. And I've loved and enjoyed the Global Speakers portion. He's going to grab the rings. You want to hold on to him? It'll drop.
I was just going to do
that. But Global Speakers is another piece of the project. And then I want to get to, I know we're just kind of covering it all, but I want to get to the books. And I want to talk about the story of the books. That book and an enhancement on the knowledge that is received from that book. But there was a time in your life when you had this brilliant idea based on the Think and Grow Rich principles. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I had this brilliant idea about the Think and Grow Rich principles. Yeah, I had a brilliant idea. Basically, it was an idea, a couple ideas. I went to a friend of mine who's the president of Napoleon Hill Foundation. His name's Don Green, and spent some great time with him. And he's just amazing. And what I did was about 4 years ago, I had mentioned to him that I want to really honor Napoleon Hill's work. I love. Look, here's the deal. Also, I learned that. Brian Tracy told me this: don't learn or love 100% of somebody's information. Learn and love, X amount, and utilize that as much as you can. So this book's great. It may be awesome for all of you guys. Maybe you love 80% of it and the other 20% doesn't resonate with you. That's perfect. What I wanted to do was I want to take a modern day look of the Napoleon Hill principles, just the principles, right? Which are 13 different ones in here. And what we did was we designed something called 13 Steps to Riches. And I have 13 different books. I created this whole thing where literally this is book 1 on desire. Book 2 is on faith, which is right there. And then I've got book 3 is on auto suggestion, which is right in your hands, I think. And book 4 is right here. It's called specialized knowledge. And book 5 is coming out, and there's 13 different books. And what's cool about it is these are full-fledged book, same size as Think and Grow Rich, by the way. Okay, same size. And it has 33 amazing authors writing their modern day stories and amazing lessons that they learned from the Think and Grow Rich principles. Boom. And then what I've done is I've included a lot of my celebrity friends, which are, just friends that I hang out with pretty much every day. And it's like, surround yourself with greatness and pick up the book. It's everywhere, and Barnes and Noble to you name it, Amazon to booksellers everywhere across the world, and dive into it. It's amazing.
I concur in something that Eric, is that I take in every one of these episodes on the Circle of Knowledge podcast. I brag about where we're at in the process and tell people, go pick up your copy and don't just buy 1, buy 5 so you can spread the word and give them to people. Or our lucky numbers.
Tell them what we do whenever you visit down here. What do we do with those 5?
Oh my gosh, we've had this is a good story. So Erik and I love to go on bike rides. We love to get out in the sun and feel the wind in our faces, right? And in neighborhoods, they have those little book kiosks. I think they're called like book stations, or like it basically says take a book, leave a book, that kind of deal. They're everywhere. And Erik and I will grab our books, copies of our book, and we'll ride around to all these little kiosks, and we'll place a book and we'll take a book. We'll put our book in little kiosks all over. And it's so fun because now it's like people can take advantage of it. And we pulled up to one, Erik, and somebody was like either pulling the book out or putting it back. And you were like, oh, that's a great book. And they're like, I know, I loved it. It was really fun to see just the people are enjoying these books. But yeah, it's been super fun to really place them in places where people can gain the knowledge other than just, buying them on the internet. And that's a really remarkable thing.
Yeah, it's really a gift of success is what we're doing. So we're seeking out those people. And if you think about it, and you don't actually have to see the result, because if you think about it, we go out there and we're giving this out, and someone at the right time will pick that up. And they're in the right place, the right time to be able to receive one of those books, and that's the key. And you may not see it in reality, like in this realm, but you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your heart and your mind and your heart, and it's awesome. Giving people, some people might need a second chance, and they pick up one of our books on faith, which is right there. Yeah, I did that right. And it's, it's taking a leap with faith instead of having that non-belief system. Mindset and belief systems are huge. And that second chance is huge. I actually have a new theory that you're not familiar with yet, John. I don't think. I haven't shared it with you. It's called the double queen theory. The double queen theory is really, really cool. I play a lot of chess, and chess is all about strategy. And my double queen theory is, look, you know what? If you have a triumph and something happens and your business goes down, or something happens like catastrophically, that's okay. You have a chance to get another queen. I literally carry 2 queens on my desk here. There they are. So if you play chess, you have 1 queen when you start, but you have a potential of having 2 queens during the game. Or let's say 1 queen falls. Falls is another word for, dies. Then you can go for your other one, and you still have, it's the double queen theory. You still have that second chance, right? It's a really, really cool theory.
It is a really cool theory, and I'm not familiar with it. That's a phenomenal thing. I know you and I were talking chess strategy the other day, and you talked about how every pawn is a potential queen, and that was such an inspiring quote that we found, and an amazing topic. Very similarly, I in a way, I raise my standards of excellence by always having one of my medals or a gold medal up in places where I am at. I'm just messing with you on the screen here. For those of you listening to the podcast, you can't see Eric and I taking drinks of water and
Talk
trying
about
to
the gold medal, though. Gold medal. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So what I love about what you said is having reminders, okay, and having things that tell you and remind you every single day what it is that you are working towards, or whatever you're focused on, or reminders that will change your attitude and your habits. I leave gold medals, trophies, ribbons. I leave that stuff all over my life, including my car, my kitchen, my bathroom, sometimes on the ceiling when I go to bed. I put them everywhere. It's like having a creed. Yeah. And it's a reminder of my standard of excellence. And I always say that, I am a champion, and I only settle for the champion mindset. And that's exactly what I love to do. But I not to take away from anything you said, it just reminded me of the amazing reminders and principles that we can continue to place in front of us so that we make those decisions on a daily, weekly, even hourly or minute by minute basis. And I love that.
Nice. Rock and roll.
Cool.
Nice.
I want to talk a little bit more about a few more things, and then I want to cue you up on something else. As a result of the 13 Steps to Riches book series, which which is currently in flow, we have recently launched another book series, which will go to life on April 10th, April 5th, April, whatever. Just one of those dates.
April 5th.
April 5th. Too many fives, ones, threes in my life. And this one is called The Principles of David and Goliath, a really, really awesome book series. I wanted to give us an opportunity to talk more about the Principles of David and Goliath. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about what the Principles of David and Goliath are going to be about, and why we came up with that idea? I'm sorry, you came up with that idea.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. It's essentially, I wanted to go ahead and get another 33 people together, which we sold out in a certain number of days. It was excellent. By the way, that was a good way to say it. By the way,
Yeah.
if you ever want to say, oh, we sold out in a certain number of days, don't tell the number. That's kind of funny to say. Anyway, we sold out in a quick fashion, and there's 33 authors. There's 13 celebrity friends of mine that I brought into the book as well, that are different from the other 13 Steps to Riches. So this is called The Principles of David and Goliath. And the way I figure is, all of us have these obstacles in our lives. We always have obstacles where there's always peaks and valleys, right? So how do you get out of the valley to get to the peak? And we want to share these modern day principles and lessons and stories from everyday awesome individuals who have gone through that and slayed the dragon, as you say it all the time, John, or really conquered the Goliath in your life, and be that David to conquer the Goliath. It's not a biblical. It comes from a biblical story, but it's not a biblical book, really. It's really a modern day look of conquering those obstacles in your life. And the way I look at it is, the reader will look at it and say, well, if they could do it, I could do it. That's the inspiration that we want to instill in the world.
And everybody has a David and Goliath story, per se. They've overcome challenges. They've faced the Goliaths, or the big obstacles in their lives. And that's why people will relate to this. And I'm really excited to be a part of the project, and to see these authors share their stories and teach us so much more. I can't wait to obtain all that.
Yep.
Since we're on the topic of books, unless you wanted to add more to that.
No, I just said awesome.
Awesome. I have a stack here of books authored by Erik, Mr. Awesome Swanson. And by the way, I neglected to share in his bio, but the reason why Erik is Mr. Awesome is because he's awesome. But there is a story behind it, and I know that you share this so much on your stages and summits and so forth. But could you let my listeners know why you're known as Mr. Awesome?
Well, all right. To answer your question, literally, it's because I am awesome. I mean, that's literally it. I mean, honestly, the real answer is I chose to be awesome. I literally chose to be awesome. Pretty much 90% of my day. Every now and then, you got a little hiccup here or a little Goliath you have to tackle and so forth. But I make that decision. I have a website called Decide to Be Awesome, because that's what it's all about. It's making the decision, but also having the mindset, but taking the strategy and the implementation to go forward to the next level. So the reason why people call me Mr. Awesome is pretty much because I am awesome. Now, I think you're alluding to the story of Les Brown calling me Mr. Awesome. Yeah, he called me Mr. Awesome when I was coming off the stage one time. His name's Les Brown, if your listeners know who that is. And I was working with Brian Tracy at the time, and I was speaking on stages. And Les Brown was in the audience, and he points to me and goes, "You're Mr. Awesome." So basically, when he calls you Mr. Awesome and nicknames you that, then you kind of keep that and market it anywhere. So that's pretty much what it was. But the thing is, it's interesting how, if you think about that story, it's interesting how I never had thought to call myself that, or even think about Mr. Awesome, the nickname, until he called that to me. And then it allowed me in my mind and my heart to realize, hey, maybe I am awesome. And isn't it true that all of us need to just give ourselves those reminders? And some of us don't have those people, like the big speakers like Les Brown or Brian Tracy or Jack Canfield, to remind us every day. So here, I'm reminding you right now, listeners, you are awesome. Decide to be awesome. Make sure that you write down 5 reasons why you are awesome. Or what's that other word that you use, instead of awesome? Maybe it's beautiful, maybe it's graceful, maybe it's whatever it is. But why are you such a tremendous value to life and to the world? So decide that. And sometimes we need those. There's a great book out there called Even Eagles Need a Push. So sometimes we need those reminders, those little pushes. And that's what these seminars, it's what these podcasts are all about. It's, you can go pick up a book and read this, but this is a great venue to be able to learn and get just that one idea. I've always said that all you need is one idea to spark your life into overdrive of awesomeness.
Wow. That last phrase there too, to spark the overdrive of awesomeness. And yes, I was alluding to the Les Brown story, but I further confirm and note that to my audience that Erik every single day wakes up deciding to be awesome and lives by that. That's really, why live any other way? Why live and say, I'm deciding to be mediocre, I'm decided to be tired, I'm decided to be depressed today? But when you can be awesome, it's like my favorite meme. I don't have it queued up or anything, but my favorite meme is a photo of a kitty cat wearing a Batman mask. And it says, always be yourself, unless you can be Batcat. Always be Batcat.
That reminds me, I have a sweatshirt. So I live here on an island here in California, and it's it's beautiful. It's 75 degrees every day. It's boring here. Don't move here, guys. It's 75 every day. Don't come here. But at night it gets really cold, and in the mornings it gets cold too. So I have these hoodie sweatshirts that I wear, and one of them says, "You do you." That's it. You do you. Just you do you. Just be you. So I just love that. I love that saying. And it's all about making that decision. Most of us don't make the decision. Most of us allow other people to rent space in our mind, and we're not even paying them rent for it.
Oh man, that's absolute gold. Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to quickly touch on a few things here. I got a little distracted, but not really, because we're having fun here and we're having knowledge shared and positivity. I wanted to hold up a few books of Erik's. First one is the Crush and Dominate 13 Strategies to Piss Off Your Customer or your competitor. Sorry, I almost said customer. Piss them off. Another one is the Social Millions. This was actually the first book I read by Erik, and it was absolute gold mine ideas and and so much more that you can learn from him. I'm just going to keep flipping through because this is fun. This is like trading cards. Check this out. Secret Habitudes.
Is this the show and tell part? What is this part?
This is the show and tell part, right? This is the part of the show I didn't tell you about. and just a couple more. I mean, there's the time habitudes. This one is particularly important about your time management and strategies, which is something that Erik is really, really great at teaching at and workshopping with. And by the way, you guys, we're very lucky to have him because this guy is expensive.
Because I don't wake up before 10.
Because you don't wake up before 10. That's one bonus. Number two is it takes a lot to get him on your stage. Like this guy is, he is highly favored around the world. And it's very, 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 not just anyone can get Erik on their stage. So just remember that. So we're very, very lucky to have him on the podcast today. And then another one is the sales habitudes, which is even such a great resource. And these are some books you can go pick up on Amazon.com. Just look up the author Erik Swanson, and these will all pop up, including the 13 Steps to Riches and the up and coming David and Goliath series. I just wanted to highlight you there. And I want to shift over to
actually, if they go to bestselling author erikswanson.com, it goes right to that page.
Let me write that in the chat section. Go to.
And I think, and if you're a speaker or a trainer or somebody that's in front of groups, always have those URLs handy, like bestselling author erikswanson.com. Now you have to spell my name correctly with a K, right? ERIK. But make sure, and I have both of them, by the way. I'm just giving you guys a little lesson here that I have both of them. So if you misspell the name Erik with a C, that's okay. It'll still go to the same place. Isn't that kind of cool? So make sure that you have these websites or URLs that point to different places. I have that one pointing, I believe, to my landing page on my author's page in Amazon, probably. Did you check it out? Did you click on it yet?
I haven't clicked on it. I was just queuing it up here.
Nice. So anyway, I interrupted you. Sorry. You were just saying something else.
Yeah, I want to shift into the part of the show where we get to learn from Erik, and the show is all about sharing knowledge. But as a result of that knowledge, what action are you going to take as you implementing exactly what you're learning? And Erik's got an amazing skill set and mantras and things that he teaches. But I want to cue you up, Erik, and ask you, if you could teach us one thing, if there's one important thing that you think that the world needs to know, a golden nugget of knowledge, what's something that you could share with the audience today that they could obtain and then take action on?
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Put me on the spot. Let me give you I'll give you a couple ideas. One is consistency. It's not enough to hit a home run. I do a whole seminar, a whole event on three things. One is consistency. The second one is action taking. And the third one is surrounding your community. So just on the first one, consistency, it's key to do this. You want the bottom line is you want people to be able to say, oh man, I'm going through Erik Swanson or Jon Kovach Jr. because you know why? They're always consistent. Whenever they say something, they do it, right? You want to be consistent in the world so that people can see you and say, I'm going with that person rather than maybe a competitor. That's the first thing. Second thing is when you get to this high level that we're all in, there's really no competition anymore. It's more of a collaboration. Then you start collaborating with the top echelon of individuals, such as, all the friends that are in our book here, because they realize that there's no competition. We're all there to enhance and help bring you to the next level, the overdrive of awesomeness. So that's the second thing. I'll share another thing. I did another speech. I'm looking over here at this is awesome. Get a remarkable. Okay. I'm looking at one of my other speeches, and the other speech is create your awesome. I have three things there: create your awesome, create your intentions, and create your dream team. So if you think about that, create your awesome. What is your awesome environment? Everyone write this down. PME. Instead of PMA, write down PME, and it stands for positive mental environment. So you create this environment, such as like for instance, if you want to lose weight, I'm actually going to start again to set up a weight loss thing for myself. Right. And I'm going to lose 30 pounds in roughly 30 days, 30 and 30. And all it is setting up, your environment. So what I do here at my home is I'll take the bottled waters and I'll put it stashed in the kitchen area, so that when I walk into the kitchen, I don't go to the coffee, I go to the bottled waters first, and I have to finish all 3 bottles first. Then I don't use bottles, but I use the big, huge glasses, bigger than this one. And you continue doing that. You put these in different places, put them in your car. So when you get in your car, you have to drink X amount of water to be more successful, healthier, right? And so it's little things like that, like getting rid of things in your kitchen that will be, you remember the 30 list I said before, things to get rid of and then things to replace it with. Same thing for this principle of weight loss. So create your positive mental environment. And that also includes people as well, right? Like, so create those people where you want to surround yourself with the right type of people. That means stop going and surrounding yourself with people who constantly are, complaining or constantly bringing you down. If it's not an enhancement, then it's a non-negotiable for me, and I won't hang out with them anymore. And I always say that I'm busy, and people are like, well, are you really busy? And they see that I'm just hanging out with myself. Yeah, I'm busy with myself. I'm busy with an appointment with somebody very important, and that's me. Right. So create your intentions. Your intentions equal your results. So if you intend to throw a ball this way, it's probably not going to go this way or this way. So make sure you intend to create your intentions on your business as well as your personal life, as well as your relationships. And then the third thing is create your dream team. Who are the people that you really want? I want to correct my grammar there. My grammar rock. Who do you want to surround yourself with on a consistent level, right? And some of us, honestly, it needs to be fun. That's why John and I, we play chess. We go out there and we do biking. We go on trips, different places, and team building. So create your team building situation and experience, and it has to be fun. All right. I mean, it can't all be work. It has to be fun as well. So create those. What I love to think about is have a celebratory, like a cheerleading squad around you. Cheerleading ambassadors. So who do you have that's on your cheerleading squad that's going to say, "Great job"? I left like 3-4 messages on my phone this morning for a couple of people. I think, John, you were included in that. I'm like, great job on this, great job on that, right? So create those win-win situations and celebrate others' successes as well. So there you go.
And you're a great example of that, Erik. You do a very phenomenal job at leading by example, of setting yourself up to build team activities, to surround yourself with awesome, and always reaching out. And you are the conduit of that awesome, because you create the spark. And I'm just really, really grateful for that example and your friendship and your mentorship, because actively, by either association, by example, through social media, we all see that. And it's such a positive, powerful influence over many people. And if you guys don't follow Erik,
do I look like my emoji? Check this out. Wait, ready? Here, and hold on. Do I look like the emoji I just sent?
That's right. Yeah. You gotta close your eyes, though. You gotta close your eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's true. I mean, if you guys don't follow Erik, you need to follow him on social media. You can find him everywhere. This guy is omnipresent. You can see what we're doing and all the great things that are going on. And Erik, actually, I'd like to, with your permission, of course, give my audience a gift of inviting them to attend either one of two things. First of all, if you guys aren't part of the Global Speakers Mastermind, you get to see, hear, and connect with some of the most amazing mentors and speakers on stage today. And we highly recommend you go do that. Join that. It's really inexpensive. It's really, really an awesome opportunity. And you get to experience what we experience a lot a couple times a month in order to connect with some of the top people in the world. And then the other invitation is to, if you really are serious about taking your life and your business to the next level and to really grow, you're probably ready and primed for a mastermind group. And the Habitude Warrior Mastermind Group is top notch, one of the top masterminds in the world, in my opinion. As a global mastermind leader, I believe in the processes that we follow because they are associated with and are truly a Think and Grow Rich mastermind. And that's something that you are ready to take advantage of if you're absolutely serious about success in your life. And so with Erik's permission, we'll put it in the chat section so that, hey, look at that, it's already there. Woohoo! So if you look at the chat section, you can go to deal1200.com. That's www.deal1200.com. And I'm going to put it up here on the screen, but I mostly orate it for
quick correction. Quick correction. You said Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. It's actually Habitude Warrior Mastermind. It's based on the principles of Think and Grow Rich and habits and attitude.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I was saying it was a true mastermind, and I said Think and Grow Rich. It is the Habitude Warrior Mastermind, following the principles of Think and Grow Rich. Thank you for the correction. It's funny. It's like I don't know.
But you do.
But I do, right?
Song, right? It's like you don't know, but you do. No, but you know.
But you know, but you do. We have fun. So Deal 1200, guys, is the Global Speakers Mastermind and Masterclass. And again, you guys jump in as soon as you can, because we got mentors speaking on stage every month, and there are opportunities to learn from them, to connect in that environment with other people excited about learning. That's number one. And then number two is if you go to a website called ridealongguestpass.com. That's RIDEALONGGUESTPASS. Yeah, it's for our listeners. It's for our listeners.
Oh.
He's like, we're on a live. Why are you showing? I've got it on screen.
Know how to spell ride. Look, if they don't know how to spell ridealongguestpass.com, they should not be on the ridealongguestpass.com.
That's exactly right.
Period.
That's exactly right. And again, if you're serious and you want to build your life, build your business, please come and sit in a room full of awesome people, business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and more, of people taking the next step for their life, their business, and doing so in a really, really fun fashion. And so with that being said, I wanted to kind of turn it back over to Mr. Awesome, if he has any parting words, or how can people get to know you, or nope, doesn't want to do it. How can people connect with what we're doing and what you've got going on in the world?
Those two ways, deal22.com. I think it's deal. Is that right? Yeah. And ridealongguestpass.com. And if you want to go here, I'll just put it in the chat as well. I'm putting it in the Facebook chat, so hopefully that'll pop in different places. But I put it in the and you can share that as well. Decidetobeawesome.com. That's a great place. So you can kind of meet us, and there's a lot of links in there. There's some free books in there. But really you owe it to yourself to dive in and join our team, because it's going to enhance your life, and the Habitude Warrior Mastermind is critical. It's amazing because it's uplifting and it's all virtual. So it's really easy to connect with us and get the support system that you need, that all of us need, to surround ourselves with the right type of people that bring in lots of great experience. So really awesome stuff. So that's the easiest way to get in touch with me. Yeah, that's easy.
Awesome. And thank you again for your time today, Erik, and being on our show. And I know you've been on the show before, and it's been an amazing experience. I love your stories. I love your example. And you guys, just one thing you need to know is he's trying to play the harp strings of my rings up top. Is that if you really want to change your life, and you really want to align yourself with people who are headed in the direction of awesome and in the direction of growth and positivity, you want to surround yourself with people like Erik Swanson. I'm laughing as we're messing around on the video screen here, but really appreciate your time. I'm going to emulate your emoji. I just want to say thanks for being here. And thank you for just continuing the awesome. I really appreciate it. I know my listeners will appreciate it. And I know that my listeners are action takers, and they'll take the opportunity to dive into these opportunities.
Oh, appreciate you, man. I do have one last quick thing as well. Connect, if you're a speaker or an aspiring speaker, connect with Jon to get you on one of our Habitude Warrior stages. It is a pay to play situation, but it's well worth it. We'll give you a discount because of Jon. And guess what? We have a 2-year waiting list to get on our stage. So if you connect with Jon, you'll be sharing some stages, your stage time with some major famous individuals out there that I shouldn't mention any names, but they're huge celebrity speakers. So there you go.
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much. This has been another wonderful episode of the Circle of Knowledge podcast. And I am your host, Jon Kovach Jr. Today's amazing speaker was Mr. Erik Swanson. Don't miss this. Play it over and over and over again. Download this. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. Give it a 5-star review and nothing less, because we are 5-star quality people, and you shall receive that which you want most when you put it into action. 5, 4, 3, cue the outro. And here we go. See you later.